muscled in. At turn 1, that was an absolute disaster.
Oh, he spun!
Oh no! That's massive for Adam!
All over the rear bumper of Spin, mate. These guys are hit with each other like nothing we've ever seen before.
G pulls out to the outside. Here we go again.
AEDST, he's going to go for a move here. The two Ferraris in front of him.
G went wide. G's in
Oh!
Schumacher. Oh, good contact.
Oh, massive contact there.
This is going to be an incredible finish for these two.
The speed, the overspeed happening. They're going to go 3 wide into
Oh.
turn 1.
There's contact there from Tracy with Puncher on the way in. He tries to retwist and gets his way.
Shoved out wide. Oh, huge contact.
This is fantastic. On the outside though in turn 1.
As he shoves it down the inside anyway. What is this? Oh my gosh! What a move from GTR! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Sector 1. It is, of course, our Community Series night tonight, and also the Microsector, but the Community Series is shaping up to be an absolutely incredible spectacle. I believe we have 14 community drivers, new faces, some returning from last week, and it's just going to be so exciting. We're here at Brands Hatch once again for the Community Series, and yeah, it's going to be a good race. 2 races, 10-minute qualifying, 20-minute races, second one reverse grid. My name is Lenocis, and joining me in the commentary box once again, your community race director, Captain Muffin. How are we doing tonight, Muffin? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an incredible spectacle. The Sector 1 Community Series always offers some great racing action, and I'm sure we'll get that once again tonight. So we might as well go have a look at our track map for tonight. It's, I've already said it, 10-minute qualifying, race 1 20 minutes, race 2 20 minutes, reverse grid for that second race, soft tyres. The only tyre available for this race. Tyre wear rates are 3x and fuel 3x for the fuel as well. Car is the Genesis G70 GT3 race car, which after Daytona is proving to be an incredible car to drive in this community series. And we'll jump across and have a look at our track schedule as well. 8 o'clock is the qualifying. 8:15 is the scheduled time for race 1, and 8:45 the scheduled time for race 2. So, we have a massive track schedule on tonight, Muffin. You looking forward to the racing tonight? Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with our main series, the Sector 1 World Tour, we've been driving the Group 4 cars around Brands Hatch. Now, the Group 3, or the Genesis, the community car, I should say, is in the Group 3 category. So it's gonna throw a mix into things. It's a fastest car on a small circuit. I mean, a lot more power and grip in these cars. So, I mean, anything can happen tonight with the community guys. We're in uncharted territory compared to our main game guys. So, looking forward to it. So, before we get too far into the talk about our community series, I think we should have a bit of a talk. The Microsector is supposed to be on tonight, but I don't think we've got too much of a lineup. So I think the only thing we can do is talk about the points in the championships, how they're shaping up in the main game. So which category would you like to talk about first, Muffin? Yeah, so Benia is at the top of the table for Respawn Esports. ISA Renegade in P2 for Hooncorp. VF for Dadson in third. A guy with no skills for Black Rose in fourth. Disasterly for Kraken in fifth. PD Pops, the Doghouse driver, in P6. Debrev for CP in seventh. Laminator in eighth for Lightning. Malevolent One ninth for Deeds. Keza Johnson 10th for Brocchio 5 Sim Racing. ISA Diabolus in 11th for ISA Esports, Womble in 12th for Red Mist, Revs 13th for Hooncorp, and rounding out the standings without a race to his name so far is the Good Dog for Blacklight Motorsport. So, I mean, there's a lot of information in those standings after 2 races. I mean, VF, he won the opener, but now finds himself in P3 as the Mercedes definitely struggled at the power-heavy Daytona. What are your thoughts on that, Captain Muffin? That should not be happening. Let me just have a look at this. All right, speak for me, Muffin.
Speaking loud and clear, 1, 2.
okay.
Hopefully everyone at home can hear me.
So I'm not too sure what happened there, but for some reason my OBS had decided to change the PS5 audio input to my desktop audio, which I don't have any desktop audio. So terribly sorry about that, guys. We are back. Captain Muffin, of course, is your race director tonight. Do you just want to say everything you've already said tonight, Muffin?
Oh, I'll try and summarise it. Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you're all keen here. This track is very fun. The cars are very loose. That covers about most of it, really.
Yeah. So, yes, as I was saying, Muffin, what are your thoughts on VF after winning the first race, only finding himself in P3 after Daytona?
I think it's just one of those situations where the Mercedes was very much suited to the track and the conditions present at the Nürburgring in the first round. But Daytona, just being the very fast, I guess you could argue, flowing track it is, the Mercedes unfortunately just didn't suit it too much. More of a handling car, you could say, rather than a straight line car. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. There's going to become rounds during the season where some cars aren't suited and some cars are. Best thing you can do is just salvage as many points as you can, and hopefully it all counts towards a good result at the end of the season.
Speaking of salvaging points, Doghouse's Petey Pops finding himself in P6 in the Alfa Romeo. He hasn't had a bad start to the season. His pace has been there or thereabouts, but being tangled in a couple of incidents, it's found him quite far down the order. And I mean, it's not great for your confidence as a driver if you're constantly being wrapped up in incidents and you find yourself quite a fair way down the order fairly early in this season. So, yeah.
Definitely. It's it's still a long season. Like, we've still got like another 24 approximate races, I believe, 20 something like that. I'm sure someone can confirm in the audience how many races we have to go there. I should know off the top of my head, but I do not. And with drop rounds in effect as well, we're in a situation where even if you have a really poor start to the season, it doesn't mean that it's going to finish poor. Very much so. The person like such as Good Doc, who hasn't done around yet in this championship in this season, he can still hypothetically win the championship when you take off the 2 drop rounds. He is still a title contender at this point in time. So really, it's too early to be calling people being no having bad starts and having poor seasons. I think for this point in time, Petey Pop's definitely, unfortunately, hasn't been very good for him. Oh, not a lot of luck, but he was not out of it, and I feel this round here for him at Brands Hatch will be a good one for him to come back and throw some haymakers at the top of the championship there.
Yeah, so I think we should move on to Division 3. That's our next championship here, and they have raced 3 races in Sector 1 World Tour. They were racing here on Sunday night here at Brands Hatch. So this is how they shape up. Freelix top of the table with 90 points for Respawn Esports. Bumcrack close behind after a charging win. Very not confident, but brave strategy, I should say, that led to Bumcrack getting the win for Kraken Esports here on Sunday. Carbon Boy P3, a very quiet P3. I mean, he doesn't have a win yet, but he came second at Daytona and has just been quietly putting in the performances. So, for Obsession Motorsport, finding himself in P3. Black Project P4, a little bit unfortunate, but doing well to find himself high up the table. Shiza P5 for Brocky. 6th is Stranger for Doghouse. Boybegum in 7th. Gur 8th. Daz 9th. Killer 10th. Budsy 11th. Rex 12th. Halesy 13th. And Prua down in 14th. So, Muffin, what do you think of Freelix's start to the season?
Him and the Toyota are going together like peanut butter and Vegemite, mate. They are absolutely chalk and cheese. Not chalk and cheese, but they're going together really well. He is showing some great form there so far. Without a doubt, class of the field. I hope for his sake that he can keep this form going for the rest of the season. But yeah, so far, just doing a great job. The 3 rounds we've done so far, he's been consistently up there. And that's really all you got to do to win the championship, is just be consistent.
Yeah, and I mean, he was so close to taking, I believe it's it would have been a 3rd win for him in the season on last Sunday, where he lost out on the final corner to Bumcrack, who was holding on the mediums, and Bumcrack was able to take that win. So, yeah, same story as VF for Gur, finding himself quite a fair way down the order in the Mercedes, although it hasn't quite been the best car at the first 2 tracks. So we will expect Gur to first 3 tracks, I should say. So expect Gur to bounce back up the order. He is our last season's runner-up. It was either him or Stranger. They were very close on points, so those 2 should finding themselves quite far down the order. Should bounce back later on in the season, I reckon.
I think we'll call them both the runner-up for the season. That way we can't be wrong about who got second and who got third. But yeah, definitely both those drivers there, absolutely quality. I reckon once they get to the midpoint of the season, I can see them being firmly towards the pointy end of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And also someone like Budsy, who has showed incredible pace in his Porsche so far, especially at Daytona, where he performed some incredible overtakes, got tangled up in a couple of incidents, and finding himself so far down the order, it can be a little bit, what's the word? It's a little bit of a hit to the confidence for Budsy, I feel. Finding himself down in P11. He had the DNF in the first race, and then such a good race in the second race, where he found himself quite far down the order, and then last Sunday, I should say, where he found himself sort of struggling a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, P11 isn't a real good indicator for his pace so far at the beginning of this season.
I couldn't agree with you more there. Budsy's definitely shown some great pace in that Porsche. I feel the guys I they actually made like a bit of a bold choice to picking the Porsche, but they've showed so far that's got some great qualities to it, and the Porsche very much being a more handling car to get good results or show good form at least at a track like Daytona, which is very much a power track. Just goes to show not only how good the Porsche is, but how good Budsy is at bringing the most out of it. So I'm keen to see what he does for the rest of the season when we get to some more handling-oriented tracks. I think I can see him getting a podium or 2 at least for during the course of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't mean to rush through this, but we're a little bit short on time, so I think we should just duck across to Division 2 while we can. So this is how Division 2 shapes up at the moment. Stickers leading the championship after 2 races. Old Wakey in P2, Lunacy in P3 for Blacklight, Evil Evo 4th, Cruisin' the other Blacklight driver in P5, DP Mario for Black Rose in 6th, Pat Star 7th, Dadson 8th, Racefan 9th, Salazar Black in 10th, Karen in 11th, Crazy Good Kung Fu in 12th, S Mid 13th, and myself rounding out the pack in 14th.
I think there's definitely one outlier there, and that's yourself, Lenocis. Just in case people at home don't realise it, a few of the boys out of Session Motorsport have taken a points penalty, which has come to effect after round 2. But Lenocis, you, sir, did get a very nice win last time out at Daytona, so I feel that that point tally doesn't really justify exactly how far up the leaderboard you should be and how good your pace is, mate. So well done, sir.
I am extremely flattered, Muffin, but that's also partly the reason why I said my name last, with a little less depression than one would normally say that.
Fair enough,
If
fair
it
enough.
was purely on merit, me in last, I would say, yeah, and I'm last. Yeah, move on, guys. Sorry. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I missed the first race with real life racing commitments, and then with that 20-point penalty that a couple of us Session Motorsport drivers elected to take. Yeah, I mean, last, it is what it is. But with the drop round, I should be able to bounce back. And if I perform as well as I did in that second race, may even start talking about a championship potentially. But no, I mean, we're only at round 2, still 10 races to go. There's a long way to go. Anything can happen in this championship.
100% anything can happen, mate. But I think going off the form you've shown, I would be willing to put some decent odds in you, mate, without a doubt.
Thank you very much. But speaking of someone who has been very consistent at the top of the timing tables, and it's shown with the current results, Stickers on top of the timing, top of the table, I should say. There's no times there. On top of the table, he's had a P1 and a P2, and it's landed him with 59 points. He had a very good race at Nürburgring in the greasy conditions, and he bounced back to take Old Wakey on the line, who is currently in P2 as well. Took Old Wakey on the line at Daytona. What a race that was to the line between those two. Lunacy, a little bit quiet as well, but he finds himself in P3, which is absolutely incredible this early on in the season for the Blacklight driver.
Well, yeah, definitely. Those top 3 drivers there, they've been very much, I'd argue to an extent, Division 1 pace at some points there. They're very good, and they're showing why they're at the front of the Division 2 field. So without a doubt, I think I can see them continuing on for the rest of the season. I do feel Lunacy, I reckon he'll become more of a title threat as the season goes on. Not saying that Stickers are always going full back. I just think Lunacy's going to make that Ferrari come alive, and I can see him getting a few more good results and possibly snatching a high spot in the championship.
Yeah, the Group 4 Ferraris are an absolute weapon to deal with. They've definitely, I think they probably are the best car on track at the right tracks, especially tracks like Road Atlanta, where it sort of, well, at the moment with the current BOP, where it shows the weaknesses of the Supra, the Ferrari, it plays into its hands, and the Group 3 Ferrari, which at the moment, probably the performance isn't quite where the Blacklight boys would like it to be, but it's still in the right hands, can be an absolute threat in those races. Daytona sort of excluded from that as the Supra was just very, very quick compared to the other cars. So yeah, great job for the Blacklight boys. P3, P5, Lunacy, great job so early in the season to get his car that high up in the standings. Now I think
Definitely, without a doubt.
I think we should move on to Division 1 because I think we're going to keep our community guys waiting for a little bit too long. So last but not least, our Division 1 standings. Jeesh for Respawn Esports leads the way with only, let me count real quick, 2 points missing. He's only missed 2 points. Is that correct? No. 5 points is missing. It's a maximum of 3 races gone, 33 points per race. Yeah, he's only missed out on 5 points, 94 points to his name. What an absolutely incredible start to the season for Geesh. TX3 GTR winless in this season so far. After 3 races, Geesh has just been too much for GTR. He finds himself in P2, which and last race, might I add, he equaled Corgi's record for most podiums in Sector 1 with a total of 28. And he's equal with Brocky at the moment for most wins. So next win and next podium that GTR gets, he's breaking records. So he's almost there.
It's lovely to see him doing that in the Nissan as well, which is more or less like, it's just his baby. He absolutely loves the car, hence why his name is GTR. Yeah, it'd be very good to see him break a few records here. I'd feel he can do so. I can see him getting a podium easily. Getting that win, though, with Geesh, with the form he's going currently, or the form he's got, I should say, it's going to be a challenge. And not impossible, but it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, Geesh in that Super is just in a world of his own at the moment. Moving further down the order, though, Atom in P3, the other Respawn Esports driver, a very, very strong start to the season for the 2 top-tiered Respawn Esports drivers. Lewis in 4th. It's actually a Hooncorp Respawn. They're 2 sister teams. It's a sister team 1, 2, 3, 4 in the top flight. Extremely dominant from the 2 teams. Muffin, yourself in P5. Good stuff for CP.
Thank you.
In the McLaren, the first MR car. Oh, the only
Thank you very
MR car
much.
in the championship, actually.
Well, I'm simultaneously both first and last. I'll take that as a win.
Yeah, I mean, first in class, I guess you could say. As Morgan Davey in P6 for Deeds, Scar in 7th, Blind Man 8th, Woody 9th, Ricky Bobby 10th, Wakey 11th, Corey Hack 12th, Hellraiser 13th, and Ando, without a race to his name yet, P14 for Black Rose. So, talk us through the start of the season, Muffin. You've had an absolute blinder. I believe you finished P5 on Sunday, and wait, is it just been P5 finishes?
It has been P5 finishes at the last 2 rounds, and then at Nürburgring GP, an absolutely botched strategy call got me a very nice P11. But if you take away one of the ones, I technically got first.
I mean, very consistent P5 in the last 2 races, so good stuff to you, Captain Muffin, for CP. A nice 59 points to your name.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. I do feel there is some more pace in that car without doubt. I just haven't been able to extract it enough yet, but hopefully with a few rounds, with a sprint round coming up this weekend at Willow Springs, I reckon the McLaren, as long as I can keep it off the sand, is in for a good result there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've gone 10 minutes over schedule, so I think we should probably not keep these community drivers waiting for any longer. I see the comments rolling in the chat. Everyone is extremely excited for the 50 minutes of Sector 1 Community Series action that we're about to have. So I think I need to get myself into the lobby first. That would be a good call.
Yep, definitely.
And then we should click that big red button. What do you think, Captain Muffin?
I couldn't agree with you more, mate. I was wondering when you want to come and join me in the comments box here, mate. I was getting pretty lonely here, just sipping on tap water. I'm not sure about you, mate, but I'm wearing my St. George Dragons shirt here, ready for the game tonight. Hopefully you are too, mate, as a fellow Dragon supporter.
Well, I've got my shirt hanging up on the wall, but I think at the moment, rather than drag-ons, they're more about drag-offs. Currently sitting bottom of the table, stupid team.
Definitely. Just want to double check. One of the boys here is just put his car in the garage just before we're about to begin. I have to find out what he's doing there. Let me see if I can get in touch with the Ridwan, who has jumped out of his car for some weird reason. In the meantime, though, guys, while you're there, enjoying the nice sunny skies here at Brands Hatch, don't forget to slap the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We're looking to get to, well, we've already hit 500 subs, I think. Don't quote me on that. But hey, look, let's push for 1,000, 4 figures. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I mean, 4 figures would mean that we get benefits from YouTube, which means that we get bigger prize pools for everybody else, and it means that we can run cool events and have cool giveaways. So if you haven't already, smash that massive button at the bottom of your screen. Just waiting on driver to come in, and then we should be good to go.
Definitely. I think Ridwan must have to go and quickly release some ballast, otherwise I was going to the toilet.
Empty the tank.
Yeah, definitely. So he's going to come back. The car's going to be a little bit underweight, but once he drinks some water, he should be fine. Definitely just waiting for him to jump back in the car, get the overalls on. Yes, no, but
Come on, Ridwan.
how you feeling about this weekend? How you feeling about this weekend, though, Lenocis? Racing this weekend at Brands Hatch. Have you got yourself all sorted for that, mate?
I am, well, I don't want to say quietly confident, because I'm not quietly confident. I am loudly confident, I guess you could say. But I think I've put in a right amount of preparation, so definitely podium on the cards for me, I think, if what my practice is telling me. If I can replicate in the race, yeah, I mean, podium or higher. If I don't get a podium, I think for myself personally, I feel like it would be a bit of a disappointment, but we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. A mistake could come in the way. Oh wait, hang on. What is happening here? Okay, there we go. I just had to quickly fix that up because for some reason my capture card had frozen again, and it would have meant that we wouldn't have had any video. I believe it was the same issue that caused nobody to be able to hear you, Mr. Muffin. So luckily I caught that when I did. That would have been a little bit awkward if I had have started qualifying and the capture card wasn't working.
Oh, good. That's all right. Well, yes, it would have been very much very embarrassing, but it's okay. Picked it up early, unless, of course, for some reason you didn't pick it up and you simply turned me off. Now no one can hear me, which is a very real possibility.
By the audio bars at the bottom of my screen, it looks like people can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, right then. So thank God I didn't start swearing.
So
yes,
now that we've
it's not
got
9 o'clock
time,
yet.
because Ridwan is taking a little while, I propose let's do a pre-driver of the day. Or a driver of the day bet. Who do we think is going to be driver of the day before we've seen any racing action?
Ooh, that is a tough call. The only sort of evidence we have to go off is off the previous round of the community series. Currently, if I had to pick someone to be driver of the day, I'd lean towards on newcomers in NIF. I think I've seen him around the blocks before doing some driving, and I do feel he's got some pace behind him. I reckon he is in with a good shout of, well, getting some good results.
Yeah, I mean, Noodle's last race, that was incredible. Oh no, he came first and second. He almost went back to back. He was about 300ths off going back to back, if I remember correctly. So, Noodles, he's going to be in good form for tonight. Absolutely.
Yep, definitely. And the person who actually lost to in that second race, Collie Nick, is here as well in the Black Rose Racing Penrite sponsored Genesis. So I think he's going to be in a good spot as well to get some more good results. I do feel, I know it's only one race in, but I'm ready to start calling him a reverse grid specialist.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I believe last week he was in the Lightning Motorsport car. What? Oh, I've just mind
He certainly
blanked. What
was in the
livery is it
Lightning
based
Motorsport
on?
car. It's based on the Perkins racing car from the
absolutely.
mid-90s, I believe it was.
Oh, I just had an absolute mind blank for a second there. I'm like, wait, what's it from? Oh, as Stranger has made the call of the day, he says, Womble, driver of the day, the pre-driver of the day. Before we've had any action on track. Oh, we've actually got some cars lined up on track, actually. They're just sitting after turn 1.
Yes, no, a few cars there, just enjoying the scenery, you know. They're getting the best seat in the house, really. Seeing the cars come down the hill and up towards T2. Yeah, honestly, I can't think of a better spot to be.
Yeah, as how long is Ridwan taking?
Yes, definitely. I'll have to double check and see what time zone he's running on in Western Australia. But that's all good. We'll try and get a
Yeah,
hold
so
of him.
it looks
By
like his
looks of it,
game
yeah, like
crashed,
yeah.
but is he able to join back or not? Is the question.
Yes. Now I'll see if I can duck down to the garages down there. I believe he's in the Bacchus garage, so I'll head down there to see the team and see if I can get a hold of Ridwan and work out whereabouts he has gotten to and how far away he is. Um, Hopefully he isn't too far away. Sorry for the delay, guys. Unfortunately, GT doing GT things, unfortunately.
Yeah, so, do you have a joke to tell, Muffin? That seems to be the
Um,
Sector 1 normal for delays.
yes, well, I do have a couple of jokes, definitely not appropriate before 9 p.m, unfortunately. No, it's okay, but I guess, trying
Oh,
to fill the void of what we can talk about.
I had a joke, but I can't think of it for the life of me. Somebody told me and they go, save that one for the next time you need to say one on stream, but can't think of it for the life of me. I'll come back to that,
Well,
guys.
yeah. Yes, no, Brocky's actually coming with a good one. Muffin is the joke. Yes, you know what, that is a fair point. I am the joke.
Comedic.
Oh, hashtag joke muffin.
Funny Muffin.
That's all good.
Tastes a bit funny.
Yeah. Tastes like a very weird chocolate chip there. Very,
Oh, okay. I mean,
yeah.
are you a chocolate muffin? I think that's the big question. What kind of muffin are you?
I think we had this conversation at one point before. However, I believe I'm like a double choc chip, you know? All
Double
double, you
choc chip
know?
muffin. Like, what about a triple choc chip? Just a double choc chip?
I reckon just run the double. But if
Run the
not, even
double.
possibly go triple.
Triple, yeah, maybe. So, on a good day, you're a triple choc chip.
100%. And also ask a question now about you, Lenocis. On a scale of 1 to 10, how luscious really are you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a bit biased. My opinion's a little bit biased. I'm gonna say a nice and average 5 lusciousness. How much
Yeah,
lusciousness do you
no.
think I have, Muffin?
Well, I asked ChatGPT that question, and the number's still going up. So
Oh,
as soon as it stops going up, I'll let you know, mate. But it's to be 4,320,119 luscious.
that's a
So
lot of luscious.
very much. But we'll just have to wait and see when the countdown stops. Thank you, AI, for providing us with such a great tool for our entertainment and usefulness,
Yeah.
occasionally.
Something,
Um,
speaking of AI, I believe Atom was the one to discover this because it looks like ChatGPT or the Snapchat AI, which is run by ChatGPT, it's actually done a bit of research. It must be a fan that tunes into Sector 1 because if you go and ask the ChatGPT or Snapchat AI, it actually knows what Sector 1 is. You ask it, it goes, do you know what Sector 1 is? And it goes, it's a sim racing league from Australia, New Zealand. They have a good community. Like, I mean, go ask it yourself, guys. Trust me. I mean, oh, okay, Brocky. Okay, taking a dig at my hometown. Okay, I mean, it is luscious. I mean, the people aren't. I mean, but the place itself, if you go up on the... Oh my goodness, we're having a bit of what's happening down at turn 1?
by the looks of it, we are having what can only be described as a congregation of genocide, I should say. Yes, very much. It's very entertaining, this, actually. Everyone's close together. They're all touching noses, touching tips, you could say.
As
Yeah,
we're just
no,
having
everyone's
a
just
look at on the stream to give you guys some action, actually. Oh, I have clicked the wrong button. Whoopsies. Okay, so we've got like how many cars down here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by the looks of things. So let's see if they're listening on stream. If you guys are listening on stream, do everyone just start doing donuts? Well, it might take them a little
We'll give him a
while
second.
to...
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I'll wait for
somebody
the
started
message to
doing
get
donuts.
through.
Who's that? Who started doing donuts there? I'm not too sure who it was, but you know, it's not the greatest Sector 1 action when the best action we have for you tonight is cars doing donuts.
Well, you know, to be fair though, donuts are pretty entertaining. No one can take that away. Like, very much so. Like, sure, racing in itself is very entertaining. You know, in my opinion, it's one of the best forms of sport you can watch. However, watch people do donuts, I should say. It's almost like a relaxation, sort of enjoyable, laughy sort of quality to it. You know, like, you know, there's no winner or loser. It's just people having a good time, burning some rubber, absolutely killing all the polar bears. It's just perfect. It's just perfect.
As we have everybody just chilling down at turn 1.
Definitely.
There's somebody reversing. Oh, who's doing a hot lap in reverse right now? Is that Collie Nick? Is he gonna do the whole lap? Oh wait, no, it's not Collie Nick. Who is it? It's Jake. Keep going, Jake. Oh, I thought he was maybe gonna do the whole lap in reverse. That would have been a little bit funny. But have we got any news on Ridwan? Not too sure. How long can we keep these guys waiting?
I think currently, local time here in New South Wales, currently 8:24. I am prepared to go until about, say, the 8:28 mark, approximately. Give him 4 more minutes to try and get in here. Just, you know, trying to get the benefit of the doubt. His internet could be playing up without a doubt. But unfortunately, we have got to get racing eventually. I'll have to retire the car, I should say, and then come back next time around and try again. But we'll give him a bit of time to try and work out his issues.
Must have some food poisoning or something where he's stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I heard he's doing the.
Actually?
He's driving the Bacchus Brewery sponsored.
Yes, correct.
Yep, looks like a Mike Winterbottom Team 18 DeWalt livery. Very nice looking car. Not yellow and black colour scheme. Right. Hopefully Ridwan can make his way to the car eventually. All the boys here waiting half an hour than they should have. Half an hour longer than they should have. Sorry everyone at home for keeping you waiting this long.
I think we've got some very bored drivers down at turn 1, that's for sure.
Definitely, definitely in the commentary box here. It's not what we signed up for, just to twiddle thumbs and wait for people to get in the cars ready to go. But it's all good. You know, you can't rush perfection. I'm sure this racing tonight is going to be absolutely spectacular to watch and commentate on. So if we have to wait a bit longer for it, so be it.
Negative Womble. There is, I don't think anybody else is having issues. So Womble has said, just start the race, and I think any longer and we're going to have to get this underway, honestly. It's becoming a little bit ridiculous.
Definitely, I think it's very much getting like that, unfortunately. I think I might have to make an executive decision here and just get these guys going so they can, well, we'll get racing here. They've been waiting long enough for it. We've still got 10-minute qualifying and 2 20-minute races to go. So there's no point making them wait any longer. We'll get started. No word back from Widwan, unfortunately. Must have to retire the car. So let's get this race going. I'm finding the big red button. Actually, just got word back from Widwan, actually. If we can give him another 4 minutes, and then we should be alright to go.
Okay.
That's all good.
Does any? There's nothing to say. Okay.
We should have done the microsector now, I reckon, mate. We have plenty of time for the microsector.
Yes. Well, because we still have the time, I think because some of us suffer from short-term memory loss, let's have a look at the track map once again. It is, of course, round 2 of the Sector 1 Community Series here at the Brands Hatch GP circuit. 3.196 kilometers, 9 turns. It's 10-minute qualifying, followed by race 1, which is 20 minutes, and then race 2, which is reverse grid. Soft tyres in use today. And the wear rates are 3 times for both the tyres and fuel. The car, of course, being the Genesis G70 GT3 race car. So that's how things are supposed to be lining up for today. But, of course, yeah, I mean... I was going to put up the track schedule as well, but that's a little bit null and void as we're half an hour behind schedule already.
Yep, very much so. But if you just ignore the times on the screen, we're still on the same schedule. Just push forward, or backwards. Sorry, I should say a little bit.
There's an interesting question. Is it pushed forwards or pushed backwards if you want something later? Now, because a lot of people have different opinions on this question. So, I think I'm in agreement that if you push something back, the time gets later. But if you... What are your thoughts on it, Muffin?
I've always thought when you're pushing something forward, you're bringing it closer to you. Like, it's going to happen sooner. Pushing it forward. Pushing it back means it's getting further away. It's going to happen later. That's what I've always viewed it as. I could be wrong in saying it. I have a habit of being wrong. Ask my mum and my 2 sisters. I do it all the time, apparently. But we'll let the community decide that one. I trust their opinion. I don't trust my the family's opinion, you could say.
So put your opinion down in the comments and the chat below. Is it pushed forward or pushed backwards? Because I know I've seen things where it's caused a little bit of controversy. If someone goes, "Hey, I'd like to push this back till 10 o'clock when it was originally supposed to be 12 or something," then yeah, it just I don't know. It doesn't feel right, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I'm sure to people back in the day, it may have sounded a bit more normal, but at least for us in this generation, it just doesn't feel right. I will admit. But it's all good. Each to their own. Use it how you want.
So 8:30 has come and gone, and I believe Ridwan is still having major issues getting into the lobby. So we're going to have to just start this train and get things underway, which the big red button has been pushed. So we're about to go qualifying, finally, after 45 minutes here in the Sector 1 Community Series.
Here we go. Yes, big red button has been pushed. After half an hour of delays, the cars are on track. They're red hot. They're raring to go. Let's let them loose for some hot laps.
As the revs rising as everybody tries to peel out of the pit lane all at once, and the first one on track, it looks like it's HRA Vance in the Kraken Esports livery. Very good livery.
Yes, no, newcomer here. Definitely.
And there we see Speedy Tyres in the CP livery. Was he in the CP car last week? I don't believe he was. He might have been.
He certainly was. He certainly was. He's run that livery again. He's coming back.
And Noodles, P3, he was in the Respawn Esports car last week, I believe, and he's back in it again. It's based off one of the Vodafone liveries, I'm pretty sure.
Certainly is, and he's back in the car after his dominant form from last week. I think after just missing out on the perfect round last week, last round I should say, not week, he's going to come back this weekend with a vengeance, try and get 2 wins now on the trot, and hopefully can show everyone that he's not messing around. He's looking to be a front runner in the community series. Not that there's any points available, but he's letting the world know, hey, of you guys, I'm the best.
Yeah, he was, he did have a couple of appearances in the top flight of Sector 1 in Season 6, so he is a driver to contend with. He's very, very quick, Noodles. And looking further down the
Definitely
order,
is.
in the Blacklight ammo car, we have FAF 747, who's managed to pick up a half-second penalty. And just behind him, we have the returning Viper Z, who is in... Oh, what team's car is that?
That is the
Hooncorp.
Hooncorp livery.
Hooncorp, yes, of course. And it is the same car that he was in last week, I believe.
Certainly was.
The Greasy Beaver, another new name to the Sector 1 Community Series grid. He's running the Lightning Motorsport livery that we were talking about earlier, that Collie Nick took to victory. Oh, he's off the track there. Not great for lap time, as that's Collie Nick. Oh, he's actually overtaken him. Speaking of Collie Nick, yeah, he's in the Penrite livery. Sizzling Sausage. Oh, as FAF 747 has left the room. He was lagging a little bit, so might be a disconnect, potentially.
Yep, that's all good. We'll get in touch with the guys down in his pit garage there, and we'll see if he's still good to go for the race, just starting from the back of the grid. And we'll go from there when that comes. But for now, though, let's keep going through the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. So Colinick in the Red Dog livery. It's funny because it's a Red Bull livery. Yeah, we've all heard it before. In P7. As we see the lap times coming in, actually, Vance onto pole, Viper Z P2. Renegade is also disconnected, so is there potential connection troubles? As we
Possibly.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not too sure. Looking further down the order, as everybody's been mixed up now, which kind of defeats the purpose. So Thirsty Ho, he returns after last week. He was in the same livery, I believe. Is it not?
I believe so. Yep, still in the what looks to be actually the Obsession livery, if you recall correctly.
Yes, I believe it is. And just behind him, we have Blue Boss, who is in the Green Beacon entry. Now, Blue Boss was thinking that he was going to get absolutely swamped in this race, but first lap, P5. That's pretty good for Blue Boss. Ain't going to lie.
Definitely, no. I've heard the driver before. He's doing a few more racing series in the Oceanic region. He's got some decent form behind him. I do feel he's going to be a bit of a dark horse this community series.
Yeah, so I've got some word from the drivers, and it looks like it's happened to someone else. That glitch that Womble was talking about, where you're stuck in the menu saying it's offload mode. Oh, Blue Boss is gone! Oh dear. As we catch that on the Next Level Racing Action replay, we'll see just what happened there. As Noodles goes to the top of the timing tables, Viper Z onto the front row. As we look on the Next Level Racing Action replay at what just happened with Blue Boss. It looked like... Oh, he's just clipped the grass, got to oversteer and tumbles into that inside wall coming through Sheen Curve there. As Colinick
unfortunately.
P4. So good showing for Colinick there.
Definitely not bad at all. Colin definitely showed last time out of that tournament. He's got some decent pace behind him. I think his biggest kryptonite, or biggest horcrux, whatever you want to call it, was unfortunately he was absolutely savage with his tyres, absolutely wearing the bejesus out of them. If he can keep his tyres alive though, he should be able to fight on for a good result. Might be able to get a podium in the first race here tonight. Yeah,
looking good after the first few laps, Colinick. As Blue Boss is still struggling to find grip in that Green Beacon Genesis. As he's cutting a bit of grass there as well. So, who else haven't we gone through? I don't think... so we were up to Sizzling Sausage in the Red Dog car, I believe. And he's a new name as well, Sizzling Sausage. We didn't see him in the first race. Good looking car, that Gokanka car.
Definitely. Yeah, good old Red Dog. It's one of the best liveries here, in my opinion.
Yeah. As just behind him in the timing charts and on track, it's Fezza, the token American in this race. And he's in the Brocchio 5 sim racing car, which is, once again, I believe, the car that he was in last week. As Niff improves to P3, went from P10 right up to P3. Great lap for Niff in the Deeds entry.
Yeah, oh, great job. I thought, seeing what he did in practice, he had some good form about him. As he goes purple in Sector 1, this could be on here for him. He is going to be shaking up this front of the field here. Noodles, Vipers out, Speedy Tyres, watch out. Nif is here and he's come to play.
Yeah, absolutely. As we look further down, I think we've got one. Oh no, we've got everybody now. Nif was the last one I had to introduce. So Nif, in that gorgeous Golden Deeds livery, popped himself into P3. So great stuff from Nif. And Noodles
Yeah,
sets an
absolutely
even
great lap.
quicker lap at the top, a 1:22.1. I mean, I'm not too sure of the lap times, but that seems absolutely rapid as compared to the GT4 cars. I mean, for obvious reasons. Yep.
Comfortably. I think to put in perspective, the fastest qualifying time for Division 1 just gone in the Group 4 cars here. If I can recall correctly, would have been 1 minute 28.1 or... Sorry, 1 minute 28.4 I think it was.
Pole was a 0.4 and then the fastest lap was a 0.1.
There you go. Alright, so currently these guys here are going... What's that, nearly 7 seconds, 6.5 seconds quicker?
5-6 seconds, yeah, give or take.
Yep. Wow, that is quick. And for a tight track like this, oh, that would be disorienting nearly.
Yeah, as we're five, one-fifth of quali left to go, I should say. I completely got lost there as Kolinick, he goes purple through the first sector, is blue through the second by 4/10. So he could pop himself right up into P3 if all goes well for Kolinick here. Through Pilgrim's Drop he comes, and into Hawthorne. He's 4/10 up now. Incredible stuff from Kolinick. Let's see if he can complete this lap. Oh, there's a little bit of lag there as he heads through the this part of the lap. It puts so much strain on your tyres. Through Sheen now. Oh, very wide. Oh, he's spun it. Oh, so unfortunate for Kolinick as we try and catch that on Next Level Racing action replay. But speedy tyres up into P4. Great lap from him in the CP car.
Yep, I was just following on that lap there, I was, and currently he's got another couple of chances to find at least in that lap he's just done. I reckon he can find himself getting to the front row of the grid if he gets this lap hooked up right.
Absolutely. As we'll have a look at the Kolinick's spin there, which he was on for a very, very quick lap time as he came through Sheen corner. It looked like, yeah, he just clipped that outside of the grass on the exit. He completely missed the apex, which is extremely easy to do, and he was very close to taking out that barrier there, but unfortunately ruining his lap, which isn't great at this stage. And it looks like nobody's improved their lap times for quite a while, except for Speedy Tyres is the only one to do so. Greasy Beaver did as well. Oh, there's a sizzling sausage. Oh, it looks like he had it parked up. Oh, as he gets in the way of Fezza there. Ooh.
Yeah, nah, I think I was just following there. Nif was on a hot lap, getting to the back of Sizzling Sausage, and unfortunately just had a bit of coming together there as Nif wanted to keep going quickly, and Sizzling Sausage unfortunately did not get the memo, and had a bit of contact, which ended Sizzling Sausage's run, which now has done even worse, because currently Sizzling Sausage has spun again.
Oh.
But thankfully, no, it's still going though. All he's got to do is complete the lap, and he should be able to achieve a P9 in qualifying, which is nothing too shabby in my opinion.
Yeah, as these guys finish up the session now, it'll be Nif, the next one to cross the line, and does he improve? Yes, he does. Takes P3. Great stuff from Nif there, and who's next? It's Blue Boss, improves to P9. Good job for Blue Boss. And then Fezza crosses the line too, and we have one more driver, Sizzling Sausage, who is going to be very far down, not improving, and it is Kolinick, as he's also very far down the order there, as the session finishes up, with Kolinick crossing the checkered flag. So wow, that was a good qualifying session, I reckon. Lots of storylines up and down. as we have a look at the results, the official results in the end of the session there. Noodles takes pole position for a second week in a row. I believe he took it in the first week. Did he, Muffin?
I believe he did too, and it was I wouldn't say a comfortable pole, but he definitely had a decent margin on the cars behind, if I do recall correctly.
Well, unlike last week, this week is an extremely comfortable pole. 5.5 tenths he takes it by. Viper Z joins him alongside on the front row. Niff in third in the Deeds car. Speedy Tyres in the CP car, P4. The Greasy Beaver takes P5. Vance in P6. Collynick P7. Thirsty Ho in P8. And we have Blue Boss P9, Sizzling Sausage in 10th, Fezzer 11th, Renegade and FAF. Unfortunately, disconnected from this session with, I believe it was that glitch, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's a little bit disappointing, but the show must go on. I mean, 3 drivers already dropping out before we've even reached race 1 from this weird glitch. Which I don't even know what it is. It's sort of like just disconnects drivers from the network. So it might be, I mean, it's update week. The update came today, so the servers are always going to be a little bit more laggy than normal. And I think the combination of that, I think the servers are just not coping with the influx of drivers at the moment. The people online, which it's not great. It's not a great look for the game, but
it's unfortunately not, no. Yep, that's all we can do, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately, before even the first race begins, we've already had 3 retirements, but thankfully we've still got 11 cars on track, though, out here to give us a nice bit of racing to commentate on. So yeah, I've pushed the big red button again. The boys be getting up to the grid now, ready to set up for this first race of 2 tonight. And let's get down there and check out the action.
Yeah, absolutely. As they're lined up on the grid, as the revs are rising a little bit. A couple of these guys eager to get underway as a light sequence starts. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. They are out and away we go. We're racing at Brands Hatch once again in the Community Series. Looks like Noodles gets off to a brilliant start. Niff chucks it down the inside of Viper Z. Gets the move done. Oh, huge contact. That's somebody off. That's Vance off. Oh, dear. He had such a great start as these guys continue on through turn 2. Oh, it looks like Vance was the only driver to get caught up in that, unfortunately. As everyone continues on as they head down towards, I believe this corner is, I forget, sorry guys, as they head down onto the Hawthorne Straight. And it looks like Niff still fighting with Viper Z. No, he's fighting with Speedy Tyres now. No, that's Niff's fighting with Speedy Tyres, I should say. So Viper Z holds on to P2. So they hold it side by side through Hawthorne. And now that brings Thirsty into the mix. Thirsty sticks it down the inside of Speedy. Speedy gets shuffled out wide. And now he's under threat from Collynick as well. Oh no, sorry, that's Greasy Beaver. Greasy Beaver gets through just before Sheen. Oh, and Speedy Tyres is falling through the ranks. Oh, a little bit of contact. And now Collynick pressuring Speedy Tyres as well. Oh my goodness, is Speedy just falling through the positions at a rapid rate. But oh, that's very unfortunate for Speedy.
Yeah. Not having a good first lap there, unfortunately. Most of it out of his own control, just trying to sort of settle into a rhythm and getting sort of into very awkward positions there. But however, though, he might be going for the overtake award here, trying to get the most overtakes in the racing.
Oh, somebody's gone! Oh, that's Thirsty in the Obsession Motorsports car.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we'll try and catch that on the Next Level Racing action replay. As, oh, let's try and see what happened. It sort of happened in the background there. So, I mean, it looked like he just went wide. Yeah, he just went wide, hit the gravel, and then, yeah, not great from Thirsty as he finds himself down in P9. Blue Boss and the Sizzling Sausage up into P7 and 8 respectively, so good on them. Kolinick holds his P6. Speedy overtakes Kolinick as well, actually. So Speedy doing a good job on the charge back up already. As we look back up front, Noodles already, we're 1 and a bit laps in, and Noodles has already bridged a 2-second gap over Viper Z. Oh my goodness.
Yep. In other news, water is wet, and Noodles is pulling away once again. He's showing some great form. There's no other way to describe it. Him and that car go together really well, even on a very technical track like this. Currently, fast lap of the race is 127, but that's off a standing start. We'll see now the first flying lap of the race, what he can do here. A 22.7,
Wow.
which still would have got him the front row of the grid in qualifying, I reckon.
Yeah, I believe it would have still been the pole position.
My lord. Noodles, you, sir, are a certified alien.
This gives me a vibes like of Kiwi Raikkonen in the Community Series back in the Megans. Noodles leading
Yes,
every
man.
race.
Yeah, back in the days of GT Sport, back on the servers are a lot more stable. Not trying to be salty, just being realistic.
Yeah, those Megans were where I started my Sector 1 career personally. It was at Lago Maggiore, and I missed out on the first race because of being on Thursday night. Gran Turismo's always put their updates on Thursday night, and I forgot to do the update. So I had to do the second race, and I mean, it was just so much fun. I was there racing with some current Sector 1 drivers, such as Evil Evo, The Stranger. Kiwi Raikkonen was in there as too, but he doesn't race anymore, unfortunately. And yeah, who else was there? I'm trying to think.
Going off roughly your time there, I imagine you were seeing the infamous Toe Jam. Been racing against him, surely. He was in the Community Series around that time, racing against Kiwi Raikkonen.
Yeah. And I think
yeah.
Laminator, who was racing in the Community Series in that race, I believe he's only started in the main game this season, Laminator. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was in that Lego Maggiore community race. So yeah, as we see Nif pressuring Viper Z a lot, only 2.5 tenths under his rear wing at the moment. As this battle rages on between those two.
Yes, now I think currently looking at the two cars here, Nif is using a lot of car, it seems, to try and keep himself in good stead there with Viper Z. I feel it might come back to bite him if he doesn't get a move done soon. However, he might try and settle into a rhythm now and just try and work out a pass later on in the race. But right now, yeah, literally up his rear bumper, he can pretty much smell the exhaust fumes coming out of the back of that car there, Nif can, as he looks to the inside, thinks better of it now. He's going to be a good spot here for a move into the next few corners. Won't happen here though. Coming in though to the last corner, if he can get a good exit, he might be able to shove one at the inside.
He does get a good exit, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stick it down the inside though. No, wisely holds off through Clark's curve.
Yep, gets a bit loosey-goosey there, coming on to the main straight. Can't make a move down the T1, however, T2 is on the cards. Just take it nice and gentle through here, mate.
Looks like he does. I don't think he's got any interest on making his way past Nif at the moment. Of course, this is just a flag-to-flag race. So Nif, I mean, he might not even want the position because the second race is where it's all about, and that is reverse grid. So, potentially, just sticking behind.
Here, definitely. As we go back through the field a bit now, Greasy Beaver still holding to P4 now as Speedy Tyres is actually being dropped a little bit. Greasy Beaver is putting in a great drive here. He might be able to possibly challenge for a podium towards the end of the race if he can keep himself in a good spot and if Nif and Viper Z start fighting a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning Motorsport could it potentially do 2 podiums in a row? I mean, that's a big question.
Definitely a big question. Looking behind now, battle between Speed Tyres and Colin Nick seems to be settling down now. Just looking at Colin Nick's car, he seems to really be abusing that car, trying to keep himself in touch with the cars in front. I feel I might come back to bite him once again like he did last week. However, he did win last week in the reverse grid race, so I very much could be talking out my bum here. We'll have to just wait and see.
He is technically a Sector 1 race winner, Kolinick. as he sets
That's
his
very
personal
true.
quickest lap of a 23.2. And, oh, hang on a minute. Noodles? Noodles! You can't be setting those sort of lap times. 1:22.2 race pace. Come on, Noodles. You got to at least make it fun. You got to at least give the guys behind a chance. You've already pulled a 6-second lead in the first 6 laps. And he's only 1,000th down, heading on to the Hawthorn Straight, coming through Pilgrim's
Yeah.
Drop. Wow,
That's just looking back as well here. Niff went for half a move on Viper Z, coming onto the back straight here. Unfortunately, couldn't make it stick, but I think it's just going to show that Niff doesn't necessarily want to be behind Viper Z, but he's not going to try and force a move. But if the opportunity does present itself, I reckon Niff will just go for it.
Yeah, this track is very hard to overtake, and some half-decent defending and consistent pace with no mistakes. It's very difficult to overtake if those conditions are met, and it seems like Viper Z is just holding Niff at bay by doing that. As we look behind, Greasy Beaver has made a mistake. Speedy Tyres is under pressure from Collie Nick, and we have a 3-way battle for P4.
Yep, 3-way battle for best of the rest. That's what we love to see here. Oh my god, line of stern now going to T1. Everyone still keeps it clean. Collie Nick getting really deep on the brakes there, but doesn't make any contact. Oh, all of them using the full extent of the track limits. 1 more millimetre and that's just sand out there, boys. Take it easy now.
As they all keep it sensible through Druids now. As they head down towards Collie Nick goes very, very wide, but holds on to it for now. That could have ended in disaster, being out that wide through that turn. Heading onto the straight now. Speedy Tyres giving a lot of pressure to the Greasy Beaver.
Definitely. I'm hoping his tyres aren't that greasy.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, as he runs a little bit wide, I mean, they might be greasy. They might have a little bit of grease on them.
Definitely. Well, so far it's not impacting his race pace. Still holding the P4. 2 cars ahead of him, Niff and Viper Z are pulling away. However, Speedy Tyre still not close enough to make a move yet. So he's doing pretty well for his first time here in the Sector 1 Sim Racing Community Series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, potentially, that's what Stickers does. It's a special curation for his tyres. He maybe greases them up before he puts them on the car and sends them out. Maybe he gives them a little bit of extra tyre life.
Definitely. It might be
he runs wide! That's the grease catching up to him.
If that's not a commentator's curse, I don't know what is.
I mean, we are talking about putting grease on his tyres.
Yes, definitely. We have cursed him, unfortunately. It puts Speedy Tyres into P4 now, and he can start charging towards Niff and Viper Z in P2 and 3. Currently, though, they've got a 3-second gap to Speedy Tyres behind, and Viper Z is starting to pull away a bit from Niff here, so maybe it's going to be a little too late.
Maybe Niff has used up too much of that car, too much of the tyres, trying to keep up with Viper Z and force a move, and he's just lost touch with him a little bit.
Definitely, but I do feel at this point, we've been focusing on the top 6. We probably should jump back now to some of the cars towards the back. We'll see Blue Bloss here, currently P7, very much no man's land here, but still just doing a good drive and getting himself in a good starting position for the reverse grid race. The most important race of the night, of course.
Yeah, Bluey was suffering from a little bit of a Dadson syndrome before this one. He said he was going to be overlapped 3 times in the first 2 laps. But I mean, P7 is extremely respectable in a field like this. Blue Boss putting in, he's putting in the effort, and look at him now, currently P7. He's going to be mid-pack for the reverse grid race, so doing a great job here. That's Thirsty, he's gone again. I heard the squeals in the background, and that promotes Vance, who was tied up in the lap 1 incident, up into P8. Great stuff from Vance. Keep pushing, and he's recovered a couple of positions already.
Definitely. Still got 5 seconds to catch up the Blue Boss, and that penalty over his head won't be helping him at all. However, currently he's showing some alright pace. If he can just put some consistent lap times together, I can see him catching old Bluey before this race is over.
Yeah, I fear he's pushing a little bit too hard at the moment, though. as his lap times are around, as we just see a small mistake creep in there once again. But his lap times, he's outright quickest at 23.1 is quick. But I mean, the consistency just isn't showing at the moment. And this is a track, Brands Hatch, where you need to be extremely consistent. Oh, as Thirsty's off again! Oh dear, Thirsty is having an absolute mare. Maybe it's him who's got the grease on his tyres.
Wowee. Must have picked up some remnants.
Yeah, must have picked up some remnants from the Greasy Beaver's car, yeah.
Oh, and Thirsty's off again.
Oh dear.
Oh.
That's the thing about Brands Hatch though.
Every time though, he does seem to catch it. He isn't completely spinning out. So really, it's probably a bit of a loose way to use the term, but you could say car control, without a doubt.
As he's into the pits, he's pitting for tyres. I mean, this isn't the race. The race is... It's supposed to be a flag-to-flag race, but... I mean... Potentially, I mean, he has no grip out on those tyres, obviously. He's understeering everywhere and going off track at every corner, so... maybe just trying to put in the laps, Thirsty, as he's picked up a 3-second penalty for his efforts of clobbering the wall on pit entry. But as we were saying with Vance, his lap times are quick, but they're not very consistent, and I believe he's over pushing the car. Brands Hatch is a track where you need to sit at about 90 to 95% of the limit of the car in order to extract everything you can, because if you try and push that car at 100%, the grip, particularly on the left-hand side tyres, it's just going to fall away from you too quickly, and you're not going to be able to push at that pace for too long. And all of a sudden, the grip becomes extremely unpredictable, and I think that's what we're seeing with Vance. He's not able to push that car as hard as he would like, and keep the predictable grip that he would want, ideally. So... yeah, I mean, just a couple of mistakes creeping in. Having that incident at the start of the race, you want to be pushing as hard as you can. You want to be getting yourself back up to where you were. But you have to do it in a way where you're not letting mistakes creep in. I mean, he's finding some consistency now. 2 23s back to back with one only 3 thousandths off his personal quickest time. So, I mean, Vance, he just needs to keep his head down and keep pushing.
Definitely think so there.
Only 3 seconds up the road though, so he's halved that gap in 2 or so laps. So Blue Boss under a lot of threat from Vance at the moment though. Colinick only 3 seconds down the road ahead of Blue Boss as well. So, I mean...
just want to say as well, something to miss there, Colinick also went to the pits, so he's got some really fresh rubber on that car. I can see him making some great inroads on Greasy in front.
Yeah, I mean... It's a tough call to pit for tyres. I mean, the transit time here, when you put on tyres, is only about 10 seconds. But pitting with only 5 minutes left, is that the right call to make? See, as you can see, the lap times, he's only lost 5 or so seconds from pitting. Oh, sorry, wait, no. Yeah, he's only lost like 6-7 seconds from that. Interesting enough. As he has set a purple lap time. 22.7, I mean not purple, blue, 22.7 for Colinick. Very promising pace.
Definitely, I think without a doubt he's left the pit too late to really get the max amount of tyres. However, it can work. It does mean that you can really attack the track for the whole 20 minutes and not worry about suffering any sort of loss of grip. But try and make that time back up. It's going to require you having a faultless run with no traffic to really sort of ruin your day. But currently though, look at that gap now to Greasy Beaver, currently 4.8 seconds. We'll have to check back in with that and see if he makes any inroads in the last few minutes of this race.
Yeah, as the gap to Blue Bloss behind is already out to 5 seconds, so he's Blue Bloss, he's not lapping slowly. Oh, as I say that, Vance is right up under the rear wing of Blue Bloss. Hold on to it, Bluey. This track is very hard to overtake, so if he just sticks to his lines, he should be able to hold up Vance for the remaining 3 minutes of this race. They should get another 3 laps in. Maybe 2.
Definitely, I do feel that. I think Vance here, if he's just settled down at this point, he's closed the gap, he's done half the job. All he needs to do now is just wait for the opportunity to get past Bluey, and then all will be swell. If you force an opportunity too early, you could risk losing time or possibly losing control of the car, and then falling back and have to do it all again. But currently, he's got a really nice run here going to the T1, goes to the outside, tries to get a better run through the corner, but unfortunately, not too good of a run at this point in time. Bluey holds on to the position. Oh, as Bluey breaks very early.
As Vance, yeah, I don't think he was expecting him to break quite there, and he just had to take a little bit of evasive action. But as I was saying, Vance, he got his head down. He put in 3 consecutive low 23s. So, I mean, yeah, that's what you got to do. But now he's got a little bit of traffic, and he needs to find his way through. Oh, as he doesn't, he actually hits the wall. Oh dear, that is not what you want at this stage of the race from Vance. Yeah, I mean, those mistakes are just creeping in. Low grip. Very long stint on the tyre, of course, but I mean, yeah, we're going to have a look on the next level racing action replay. As he head up the hill on the exit, it looked like he just clipped the grass and oversteered to the inside, which ended his attack on Blue Bloss there for Vance. 3.6 seconds the gap now stays at. Colinick has already edged that gap out to 9 seconds. So Colinick on an absolute charge. Can he set another 22 in a row? Yes, he does. 1,000th slower than his personal quickest time. So Colinick, both quick and consistent lap times at the moment. He's going to get Greasy Beaver.
I feel that's going to be a challenge. No offense to Colinick, but with currently 2 laps to go, only finding approximately a second a lap, Greasy's going to have to make a pretty decent mistake for Colinick to find Greasy Beaver. One thing I will say that might happen, hear me out with this one, currently the battle for P4 and P3, speed tyres and NIF. It's 2.2 seconds on track, but a little birdie from the pit lane has told me that NIF's tyres, well, they're not granting him the ability to turn right, per se.
No. How are Speedy's tyres looking? Are they any better, or...?
Well, he can definitely turn right better than what NIF can, but it's not too much better at this point in time. Enough, though, to close that gap, as the gap has already come down to 1.8 seconds. NIF is starting to lose time now, and with this track having a lot of right-hand turns, this could be detrimental for NIF's result, as the gap just comes down from 1.8 to 1.5, going from corner to corner.
As we have a look back down to Colinick and Greasy Beaver, that gap has dropped about 6/10 as they come on to the final lap now, as Noodles is off and gone. Noodles is gone, yeah. And Viper Z has a very comfortable gap to NIF behind. But that gap to Speedy Tyres is under a second now. Speedy, he just needs to push for this podium. Can NIF hold on to it? He's held the podium place the whole way, but now it's under fire from Speedy. A little bit of a slide from NIF as they come onto the Hawthorne straight and down the Pilgrim's drop.
Yep. As we got here, come across the line, our first finish, Sizzling Sausage in P9. Great job there, that was. Nice work, mate. Good top 10 finish. Fezza coming around in P10. Thirsty Ho did have P10 there originally, but unfortunately spun it out at the second to last corner on that last lap there.
As Noodles, absolutely incredible drive, led start to finish, crosses the line in P1 by 12 seconds. Incredible gap. As Speedy and NIF, Speedy pulls out to the inside through Clark Curve. He's going to have the slipstream all the way to the finish line, but Viper Zeb crosses P2. Speedy and NIF. NIF is going to hold on to P3. Speedy takes P4. The Greasy Beaver. He's held on from Colinick 1 second the gap. One more lap and Colinick would have got him. P5 for Greasy Beaver. P6 for Colinick. Blue Bloss, who with a large lack of confidence coming to this one, comes home in a very respectable P7 finish as Vance crosses the line in P8, which is very good considering, well, he's actually had an off there on the last lap, but I mean, yeah, it's very good considering where he started and where he ended up. Good stuff for Vance.
Definitely, great race.
So we have a look at the official results now. Noodles takes P1 with a fastest lap of a 1:22.223. That is a lot of twos. Viper's Ed comes home in second, just 12 seconds behind Noodles, and Nif takes the podium, only just holding out from Speedy in fourth, Gracie Beaver fifth, Collienick sixth, Blue Bloss seventh, Vance eighth, Sizzling Sausage ninth, Fezzer 10th, and Thirsty comes home in 11th. So it's good that we had no disconnects this race, so very happy about that. But now we have the reverse grid proceedings. So I think we are just going to go for a quick 5-minute intermission, and then we should be back by then, when it ends. What do you think, Muffin?
Definitely 5 minutes now. Give the boys a chance to sort of refresh themselves, work out where they start the next race. Give me a chance to try and pass on any messages to them. Yeah, use that 5 minutes wisely to get everything ready for the next race, so everyone here can get stuck straight back into it once the 5 minutes is over.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be with you in a second, guys. We'll just go for a quick intermission, and we'll catch you guys when we're back. So that's Muffin and Lenocis. So we're going to sort the grid, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, and we're back. The grid has been formed, and I think we're just waiting on. Yeah, okay. So I think we're gonna have a very special guest in the race tonight. Very, very last minute driver entry. I think the man himself, the well, if you can count Thrill House, the 6th-time champion, Brocky, will be joining the lobby. As
Yeah.
he has elected to start at the back, and I don't think he's done any time in the car. But Brocky is an absolute master in Sector 1, so I'm just keen to see where he places. It's just going to add a couple of extra things to shake up the order, and I think because wait, is Fezza gone? Did Fezza leave?
Yes, no, Fezza was unfortunately having some issues, I believe. Hopefully, hopefully he can come back. We'll have to just wait and see what he can do. Just waiting to hear from his pit garage down there in the pit lane here. He's trying to transmit a message through to us, but
Oh, was
well, I
Fezza
think
getting that glitch again as well? Oh, okay. Well, Gran Turismo, Polyphony Digital, what have you done? Why? As the big red button has been clicked again. So we're about to go
Yeah.
reverse grid racing here in the Sector 1 Community Series. Race number 2 coming right up.
Here we go again. Second time line up on the grid.
Okay. I'm a little bit tired. So Thirsty Ho lines up on pole, Sizzling Sausage alongside as the light sequence has started. And they're out and away we go. It looks like a brilliant start from Nif as these guys scramble for position. Speedy's gone!
It's chaos.
Oh no, but he holds on to it somehow as Brocky lagging behind the rest of the field Speedy is twitching everywhere. How has he held on to this as they come into Druids for the first time Speedy runs wide. It looks like everybody holds on to it now.
Wow.
As he gets shoved out wide by 5%. Hold on to it, Speedy. There's so much contact, but everybody is still facing in the right direction. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How did everybody get through that?
And somehow it's only been half a lap.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We look up the top, Thirsty still holding on to the lead. Kolinick moves up into the second. The big mover though, Nif up into P4 in the starting sequence, pressuring Sizzling Sausage for P3.
Let's got Colin Nick there in P2, which now he knows that a two-stop is viable. Will he do a pit stop early this race and try and get some more benefit from the fresh tyres?
Yeah, definitely. As we look down, Brocky, this is the first lap he's done in the car, and he's lagging a little bit behind the rest of the field, but expect him when he gets his iron, which he gets his iron extremely quickly. He'll be rising up the pack like no tomorrow, as Speedy is pressuring the Greasy Beaver.
Wow, this is phenomenal. Without out here, we've got Speedy here now going for a nice battle with Greasy Beaver on the outside. Greasy Beaver is, but doesn't make any passes, just slides back into position.
Good job from Speedy Tyres there as, Greasy tries to stick it down the inside in Druids. Can't quite get it pulled up for the move, but Speedy holds on to P9 for now. Blue Boss in P8 as well. Noodles only up into P7 as Colina goes into the lead of the race. Thirsty and Nif fighting for position, these two. Somehow, Thirsty holds onto the position from Nif, but he's got a slipstream. Goes down Pilgrim's Drop. As Thirsty defends the position. Very, very aggressive defense from Thirsty and holds Nif behind for now. And this just allows Colinick to get away 1 second gap now. As Thirsty makes a slight mistake, Nif gets it on the inside as they come up to Sheens. And Thirsty is loses the position down in P3 now. Vance sitting in P4 as well. Viper Z and Noodles sitting just behind. These two are very quick operators. Expect them to fight their way to the front. They're already at the best of the rest positions. Let's see how far they can climb their way up.
Definitely it's going to be a good one here. Brocky's already made one pass at the back of the grid, currently now P10, right behind the Greasy Beaver and Blue Bloss.
As Sizzling Sausage has made a bit of a mistake there, and he finds himself off the back of the pack early on.
Yep, unfortunately that's all good. It's okay. Still another 17 minutes of this race to go. Plenty of time to make some time back up to the cars in front.
Absolutely. As Brocky is pressuring the back of the Greasy Beaver, so he's starting to get his eye in now. Last lap was a 24.5. It only takes this man 2 or 3 laps and he'll be bang on the pace. Gets it down the inside of Greasy Beaver. That's a great move from Brocky. As we catch that one on the next level. Oh, they're both almost
Greasy
gone.
Beaver spins.
Oh
no,
my.
Greasy Beaver is gone. He has lost it completely.
As we'll catch that on the next level racing action replay, they both almost lost it there, which is funny. As, yeah, he chucked it down the inside there, Brocky. And then as they came up the hill, up onto the straight, they both understeered wide, and Brocky was able to save it, but the Beaver was not, unfortunately. So that's Brocky up into P9 already. Blue Boss sitting P8. Speedy Tyres, he's dropped another position, down to P7.
Thankfully. Dropped out position, but he's still within touch now of Viper's Ed and Noodles.
Oh, who's gone? Oh, that's Thirsty. Oh my, as he's tumbling down the order now. Oh dear, that is horrendous for Thirsty.
Yep, not having a good run tonight, unfortunately, but as long as he just sort of settle in now, he's still currently... Oh, Speedy goes for a move. Oh, goes on the inside.
Oh, they're side by side through Druids. It looks like Thirsty's going to have the inside line though, and Speedy is going to have to concede. Maybe a switchback. Oh, a big twitch from Thirsty there.
Wow, it's close racing, boys. I love to see it.
Absolutely. So they're side by side through Druids, and as they Druids, and as they head down the hill, yeah, Thirsty just had the inside line, and off-camber corner that you can't reasonably hang it around the outside. So Speedy has to settle for 7th position, but he pulls out at the exit of Hawthorn. Slow on exit there. Thirsty is Thirsty runs wide. I don't think there was any contact there, but we'll have a look on the next level racing action replay just to see that as Brocky and Blue Bloss go through. Blue Bloss still holding off Brocky for now.
It's different now, but I think Brocky can smell the old blood in the water there. Times between the two of them is just astronomically in favour of Brocky at this point in time. Without a doubt, next time Blue Bloss makes any sort of error, Brocky's going to capitalise on it dramatically.
Absolutely. As Brocky, I mean, he's one of the greatest overtakers we've ever seen in Sector 1. So just sitting behind as well, he's cool-headed when driving like this. So he's not in too much of a rush to make his way past. As Thirsty has retired from the race, I would hate to think that it's the mechanical... I mean Gran Turismo glitch again, but nothing's ruled out at this point in things. So Collie Nick, 1.2 second gap ahead of Niff. So I think it's a little bit early to call it, but I mean, Collie Nick, he could be a reverse grid merchant here. I mean, he took the last time we had a reverse grid race at Daytona. He could be going for a 2nd in a row.
That's very much a possibility, I feel. He's showing that he's possible. He's prominent when it comes to these sort of reverse grid races here. Best competition right now is Niff, 1.5 seconds behind, with Vance another 2nd behind that. Really, at this point, I'd say it's next to lose. The only thing is, you ask the question, will he try the 2-stop again? Because currently, if he does at this point in time, I don't think he's got enough of a gap to stay away from Niff behind him.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the lap times, he set his personal quickest lap on the last lap at 22.8. That is very rapid as he's approaching the halfway mark. Is it enough to keep him in the lead of the race, as we see Vance going wide in the background there, but holding on to it. But Vance under a lot of pressure from Noodles and Viper's Ed sitting just behind. These two working together. Noodles practically pushing Viper's Ed through the corners.
Definitely, these two guys here, after getting first and second in the first race, they know they got the speed to push themselves to the front of the field. So they're going to save their fighting now for the last few minutes of the race, so they can get through the field now. As I heard some tyre squeals in front of them. No, okay, I must have been hearing things. Everyone seems to be doing all right.
As we look back, Brocky, he's actually made his way past Blue Bloss there, and is on a charge for Speedy now. Where have we seen this before?
Now,
Brocky and Speedy.
yes, now part of the old CP conglomerate. At this point here, Brocky's in a great position. He's got a clean, open track. He can just settle in, find his rhythm, see how the tyres react to certain inputs, and just start clawing away that gap to Speedy tyres in front. What Speedy's got now, he's got time on his side, 5.7 seconds to be precise. If he can just sort of maintain the gap and keep it there, he should be fine.
So the lap times are tumbling. Look at Brocky. He's finally got his eye in and cleared the traffic. 22.9, first lap in clean air. Brocky is here and he goes purple by 2.5 tenths. Speedy got the purple lap on the last lap, but Brocky, could he go purple? Oh my goodness, as he comes onto the back straight, 3 tenths purple. We're just going to follow on board with Brocky here for the moment, and oh my goodness, we're watching a master at work as he comes down Pilgrim's Drop and into Hawthorne now, still 3 tenths up on the purple time. Oh my goodness, he's just able to jump in a car and just get the absolute maximum performance out of it.
He's got a knack for it, mate, and I'm honestly quite jealous. I wish I had that talent myself. But and not trying to really take away from Brocky's moment here, but currently Vance, 5% and Noodles all having a nice big scrap here. Vance got a pretty poor run onto the main straight. Oh, these guys, they're touching tips. Look at them go.
Oh, they're going to go side by side through Paddock Hill. Yes, they are. Vance gets shuffled out wide by Viper's Head. Noodles goes through as well. As Vance loses 2 positions in 1 corner. But he tries to hang it around the outside of Noodles, but Noodles is long gone. Full car length in front there.
Definitely.
As Noodles
Viper's
sets the fastest lap now.
Yeah, Viper's Head there, currently with a half-second penalty. He's going to fall behind Noodles and possibly Vance. Once they get that penalty, so depending on where Vance is. But yes, Noodles there with a fast lap of 22.6. For reference there, Brocky, unfortunately 22.8, but he must have a mistake in that last sector because he's going purple again. 2.5 tenths coming onto the back straight here. He's up.
Yeah, as Collie Nick under a lot of pressure from Nif now. Just 2 tenths the gap. This could be for the lead of the race. I think Collie Nick's tyres are really struggling here. He could potentially try and go all the way till the end, but does he have the grip to do so? That's the big question. As he rounds Sterling now, and under a lot of pressure. As the battle pack behind, as Viper's Head serves his penalty, he's going to drop, just slots in between Vance and, Vance,
there's
huge contact.
Viper's Head goes to the sand. Speedy Tyres goes past now, put in the P5, and Brocky is now only 5.43 seconds behind Viper's Head now.
As Brocky goes purple as well. It took him, 8 laps, and he's already going purple.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cyborg is here.
As Nif has made his way into the lead of the race ahead of Collie Dick. Nif in the Deeds livery, but Noodles is just behind them now.
Definitely. I think at this point, Nif needs to now try and pull as much as he can and hope that Collie Nick becomes a bit of a pest for Noodles. Really just tries to hold him up. That's the best thing that Nif will hope for, because currently, looking at the condition of the cars, Noodles has comfortably got the best car out of the top 3 right now. He has got a great looking car.
Yeah, as we're going to have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay at the contact that happened in that final sector between Vance and Viper's Head. Viper's Head served his penalty, and then Vance was sitting behind. He had a lot of overspeed, tried to just chuck it down the inside. But Viper's Head closed the door on him, and yeah, a little bit of contact, and it ended with Viper's Head off the track, down in P6 now. As the camera got a little bit lost for a second there, actually.
That's a good. Yep, cameraman here. They're currently here half an hour longer than I planned on being, so they're probably getting a bit sort of like disoriented by them being here a bit longer. But that's all good. It's okay. Vibes are currently still sitting P6, 2 seconds to Speedy Tires in front, and 2 seconds to Brocky behind. Ooh, it's getting very close here between these 5th, 6th, 7th combo here.
Yeah, I mean, Brocky, he's the fastest man on track at the moment. He's in an absolute groove. It took him 6 laps, and now he's in the top of this race pace in his own livery, taking over for Fezza.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Definitely.
I mean,
Looking ahead though, mate, just want to say right now, Noodles is right on the back of Collie Nick, and he is not messing around here. Collie Nick is unfortunately, his tyres are completely gone unfortunately. His ability to turn right has just been absolutely neutered. It's gone, neutralised, no longer a thing.
where have we seen this before? Collie Nick and Noodles fighting at the front of the pack.
Yes, no, very much a hint of deja vu there, but I got a feeling it's going to be short-lived. I think Collie Nick, I think he might be delaying the inevitable here. His tyres are just, unfortunately, a bit too far gone to really hold off Noodles, who really has been taking care of the car for the first half of the race.
Absolutely, I mean, Noodles, I think it's long part. Oh, it's Noodles! Sticks it down the inside at Druids! What a move! Oh my goodness! As we try and catch that one on the Next Level Racing action replay. Wowee! He's just chucked it straight down the inside of Collie Nick, and Collie Nick, he just couldn't do anything. I mean, brilliant move. Is that?
There's been contact.
As Collie
Speedy
Nick,
tyres, Collie Nick has spun.
As we saw that down in the live feed box down in the bottom corner, unfortunately we can't catch a replay of that, but would you be able to enlighten us as to what happened there, Muffin?
I'm still trying to work out myself what happened there. All I could really tell was that Noodles unfortunately got a poor run coming onto the back straight here. Collie Nick caught back up, and the two just tried to go into one place at the same time, and Collie Nick unfortunately got the worst of it and spun around.
Yeah, that's not great to hear, but now that means that Brocky is putting a lot of pressure on Collie Nick, and Brocky is not slowing down. 22.9 on the last lap. What's it going to be this lap? Is he able to make his way past Collie Nick? As Collie Nick, a huge oversteer moment. Brocky might be able to chuck it down the inside at Paddock Hill. No, he's very far down, Brocky. 24.2 on the last lap, I should say.
This would be killing Brocky right now.
As Collie Nick almost gets done in the same place 2 times in a row, which he almost does. Got his wipers on. I don't see any rain on the track. But as they can't quite get it done, Brocky, unfortunately.
Yes, no, I think currently what he's doing is he's currently trying to wipe off all the grease from the Greasy Beaver's tyres.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yes, no, I believe on the track. Everyone else will be able to get away with it just fine, but Collie Nick is going to be bothered by it, so he's just trying to get rid of it from the windscreen.
Fair enough. As they come through Hawthorne. Brocky right up under the rear bumper of Collie Nick. He's not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon, Brocky. And he's on an absolute charge. He started back at the grid as Collie Nick. A little bit of lag there, but he's on he's very compromised exit through Sheen. Into Sterling now. Can Brocky chuck it down the inside at Clark Curve? Let's see what happens. He goes around the outside.
No.
I think, did Collie Nick have a penalty there?
No, Collie Nick just let him go there. He saw that Brocky had the pace and didn't want to hold him up anymore. Good call, Collie Nick. Yep, nice clean racing there, bud.
As Brocky continues his charge to Vipers and Speedy Tyres, whose Speedy Tyres, through a mishap up ahead, he's up into P4. So great stuff from Speedy Tyres.
Definitely doing a great job there.
The gap to Noodles is only 1 second now, and there's 2.5 minutes remaining. These guys should get another lap after this one, I believe.
Yep, currently 1 minute 23 lap time. By the time they go around, they could possibly get for 2. It's going to be cutting it fine, but they could get for 2.
Yeah, as I mean, 1 second gap, 8/10 gap now. Can Nif hold off Noodles? It's the battle of the ends.
Battle of the end. It's also the battle for Noodles to not finish second again in the reverse grid race here. Definitely wants to get that chip off his shoulder.
Battle of the deja vu.
Battle of the deja vu.
Clark's curve, 4/10 the gap with 1 lap. Oh no, they will get 2 laps.
Yep, they will just sneak in a second lap there. Most of the field should get to a second lap. Looking through the field here, I reckon the first finisher who won't get that extra lap currently will be Blue Bloss, I believe, in P8.
Looks like it. As Noodles is pressuring Nift a lot right now. 3/10 the gap. Can Noodles get it done? Nif would have been hoping that this was the last lap, but he's got to do another round.
Definitely. Thankfully though, this track lends itself to the leading car. Very narrow. The corners are easy to defend. Right now, if Nif can just park on the apex and just ensure that Noodles doesn't have a way past, he's fine. No way of saving it.
So let's see what happens as they come through. What corner is that? As they head down onto the run to Sheen now. As Noodles is right up under the rear bumper from Nif. Nif just needs to do some consistent, no mistakes driving, and Noodles will not have a way through. As he's right up under the rear bumper as they go into Clark's curve. It looks like Noodles has opened up the door on the inside. But Nif braking late. He's just able to hold off. But Noodles gets the run down the inside. And he's going to go into the lead of the race. Maybe. Noodles. Sticks it down the inside of Paddock Hill. No! Nif holds off. Little bit of contact between those two. No! Nif holds off. But Noodles going to chuck it down the inside of Druids now. Nif trying to hold it around the outside, but no, Noodles goes through. That was a battle lasting 4 quarters.
Nif, that was a defensive effort I feel Mr. Pruski will be proud of, mate. Unfortunately couldn't get there in the end, but nonetheless, that was a great job there holding off Noodles for as long as he did.
As Blue Bloss finishes the race, the Greasy Beaver will finish in P9. Sizzling Sausage will come home in P10. And Noodles, it's not over yet. Nif, only 4/10 behind. Could he potentially chuck it down the inside later on in this race?
Unfortunately, Nif tyres are definitely crying for mercy at this point. Noodle's just going to power away here. Although it's a slim chance, if Nif can't keep his tyres in a good enough spot here, Vance might catch him, but probably going to be a little too late there.
Potentially. As Noodles comes up to the round corner, he does what he could not do before. He goes back-to-back in the Sector 1 Community Series. The last to first challenge has been completed for Noodles. Flashes the lights, crosses the line first for Respawn Esports. Nif in second, Vance in third. Speedy will take fourth, Viper's Ed fifth. Brocky will take 6th position. And Kolinek, he's miles behind actually. I'm not too sure how that's happened. He was right up with the rest of the pack there, but I mean, 13 seconds down. I think he's had an off.
I think combination of having an off and also his tyres, they're well, they're not really there anymore, unfortunately. They're sort of just run on the rim.
As Kolinek, he's fishtailing towards the finish line actually.
Yep, getting very loose, hits the wall.
As he crosses the line in P7.
Yep, must have had a issue there with the tyres towards the end of the race, but he got there in the end, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As we'll have a look at the race 2 results. Noodles goes back-to-back P1 in his Genesis. P2 for Nif. Completing the podium is Vance in his Kraken Esports car. Actually, okay, I thought for a second that the top 3 actually copied the actual team championships, but Deeds is there, so which Deeds are not second in the championship. I believe they're 8th at the moment. But anyway.
Well, sorry, Karen, if you're watching, for getting your hopes up there, mate, but it's okay. At least, you know, you're towards the front in in the community series for now, mate. So let's take that in. Well done.
Yeah, so P4 is Speedy. Great job to him. Viper's Ed with the contact finds himself in P5. Brocky, 6th position. It took him a couple of laps to get his eye in, but once he did, he absolutely charged through and got the fastest lap while he was at it. Collie Nick takes P7. Blue Bloss in 8th, Greasy Beaver 9th, Sizzling Sausage 10th, the last of the finishers, and Thirsty Ho retired from the race with a DNF. So, yeah, what were your thoughts on that one, Muffin? Lots of action in that race.
Yeah, that's another way of putting it. That was action-packed. You had cars at the front trying to hold off the hard charges coming from the back. It was a lot going on. It was just a quality race without a doubt. Like a bit of contact, some of it was rubbing, some of it was more than rubbing, but that's okay. I think unfortunately, just with the update that the guys at Polyphony Digital have provided us tonight, have had a few issues with a few drivers just not being able to get onto the track and with their visibility, any sort of netcode and lag issues. But unfortunately, that's the situation that we live with. Hopefully, just because of the update happening so recently, that should be fixed relatively quickly once all the servers are up and running again at their full potential. But thankfully, I've got a couple of racing tonight. Everyone had a good time, I hope, and that's me just a bit of a drive.
Would you be able to say that again, Muffin? You just cut out a little bit towards the end there.
I think I'm hoping you just said, can you say that again? Because you sound like a robot from
Oh, well,
from Star Wars there, good sir.
Yeah,
but
that was what I said.
I think I should probably just stop talking, because if you sound like that to me, I hate to imagine what I sound like to you.
No, keep going, Muffin. No, oh well, okay. I don't think Muffin can hear me very well, but if you can hear me, Muffin, tell me your thoughts.
I
Okay, no, Muffin's gone. Muffin's dead, everybody. Uh-oh. So, my Gran Turismo has crashed. I'm not sure whether it's on Muffin's end or not. I mean, the stream is still up and running, which is promising, but yeah, give us your driver of the days down below. I think I'm going to give my driver of the day to Vance. I mean, he just had a consistent drive, especially in that second race, and he did a very good job in that first race. Put himself in a very nice position for the first race, and he was able to come home and take that second race. So good job from Vance there. That's who I'm going to give my driver of the day to. If Muffin... we'll just let Muffin load in. I think I got disconnected from the party. So, yeah. So Chucky driver of the day is below. I mean, Womble's obviously got the driver of the day. Obviously. So we just wait. Oh, you there, Muffin?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Okay. I think my Wi-Fi had a bit of an issue. But if you can hear me, Chuck, what's your driver of the day, Muffin?
Oh, mate, driver of the day for me. Oh, I think I hate to do it, but it's got to be Noodles. To get first to first and last to first, that is just a phenomenal drive from him. That's my driver of the day. Like, you don't want to pick the bloody fastest bloke all the time, I know, but that was just too good of an effort, in my opinion, to just disregard. He's done a great job tonight, I reckon.
Who, sorry? I wasn't quite picking.
Noodles, that was.
Noodles, yeah. I mean, going 2 for 2. Good job. I think you missed it, but I gave mine to Vance. Good drive from Vance.
Yep, no, very worthy recipient of the driver of the day, definitely.
Oh, another one who could get it was Neff. Neff had a brilliant drive. He was there or thereabouts the entire day too. So, and almost held on to the win at the end there, but unfortunately losing out to Noodles. So, Stranger gives his driver of the day to Greasy. Greeny says Neff driver of the day. Who is Greeny? Hmm.
Actually, it's a good question. I argue Greeny might be Vance, I believe. I could be wrong
Oh.
though.
Oh, well, let us know, Greeny. Who are you?
Want to know your name,
Ah.
please?
Full name and address below, please. No. But yeah, that was a brilliant night of racing. I enjoyed every minute of it. The only part that I didn't enjoy, yeah, he's Vance. Okay, so he did. You're spot on with that one, Muffin. Robert Rice says Beaver for driver of the day. So yeah, that was some good racing. As much as the Gran Turismo disappointed us yet again, it was some good racing action. The racing that we did have once we had to start our delayed schedule, but yeah, I mean, was a lot of fun to commentate and stuff. So thanks for race directing as well, Mr. Muffin.
No, thank you very much for having me here, mate. Love coming here and commentating and watching the community guys have a run arounds. It's always fun to see them go. They always put on a great show for us here, and it's a nice sort of fun in between thing. For we got the main series on a Sunday night, then we got the nice little community series on a Thursday to balance all out between the seriousness and the not so serious side, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys haven't already, go down below. I know Muffin said it before the break, but hit that like button. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm and helping us grow Sector 1. And if you haven't, click the subscribe button. We're on a path to 1,000 subscribers, as Muffin said. And once we get to 1,000 subscribers, that helps us out a lot more as well. So... And lastly, if you haven't already, join the Discord using the link below. The Discord server is where we keep all of our drivers up to date with everything. It's how we connect with the community, and it's how you can personally get involved in these Sector 1 Community Series races. And you personally can be on the Sector 1 YouTube channel live. So, yeah, jump in to the YouTube channel, say hi, don't be a stranger, and yeah, thanks for everybody for coming along tonight. So, do you have anything else to say before we sign it off, Mr. Muffin? Uh-oh. Muffin. We didn't catch any of that. Muffin.
I think if you can hear me though,
yeah, okay, are you
I just
back?
want to say thank you all for coming out.
Can you hear me?
I think
Ah!
I think I may have died again, you could say.
Oh no. Well, we can hear you, Muffin. Just keep talking. Keep talking, Muffin.
Okay, this is a very odd. Starting the conversation with Lenocis and finishing it with R2D2.
Alright, well, that's everything from Lenocis and Muffin for tonight. We're going to sign that off here, as I think Muffin was trying to say thanks for everybody for coming out, and we'll catch you all next time. Stay tuned. Group B of Sector 1, Divisions 2 and 4, is coming up this Sunday, so if you want to, please join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I believe Atom will be streaming that one, and he's such a good voice in the comms box, so looking forward to every minute of that one as well. I'm personally racing in it, so you'll get to see me try and go 2 for 2 in Division 2, but we don't know, it's probably not gonna happen, but you can come see me do it. So that's all from Lenocis and Captain Muffin, and we're signing it off tonight. Thank you, everybody.